What up, folks? So, figured I'd make a quick review video about the JBR True Torsion 1.5 sway bar that I installed yesterday on my 2015 Ford Focus ST. Highlights: installation was super quick, took me like 10 minutes. If you know what you're doing and you got the right equipment at home, all you got to do is jack up the rear of the car, take off both wheels, unbolt the top of the end links, unbolt the sway bar, bring it down, and throw the new one up there, and then you're good to go. So that was easy, and the JBR sway bar fit amazingly, of course, because JBR does excellent work. So as far as driving impressions, so this is what I consider to be one of those limit mods for me. So in my opinion, I can't really tell a difference with the sway bar until I'm at the limit with the car. So when I'm at the limit of grip, or I'm really pushing the car in a turn, that's when I notice the difference of this sway bar over the Steeda sway bar that I had before. And the difference is pretty significant. First things first, this sway bar is super light. It's like half the weight of the Steeda, while being like way stronger and way stiffer than the Steeda bar. So, if it were me and I was starting all over again, I wouldn't even consider the Steeda sway bar or any other competitor sway bar. I would just go with the JBR starting out. Number two, the rear end of this car feels super, super composed and stiff now. With the Steeda sway bar, number one, I never felt any difference with the Steeda sway bar over the stock sway bar. I know Steeda makes a lot of good products, but their sway bar, that ain't it. So, with the JBR sway bar compared to the Steeda and compared to stock, I mean, the rear end is super tight. You can even feel that at low speeds, just turning around. The nose really wants to rotate around the rear of the car. And the rear is just super planted. And especially in a turn at speed under throttle, the rear, I feel like the rear doesn't want to step out. It's like the rear has more grip. The whole car has more mechanical grip now, with the new sway bar installed. So I really like it. And I can't wait, once all this COVID stuff is over, I can't wait to get back on the track and, really, really push the car to its limits. But the sway bar is something that I've been meaning to upgrade and replace for a long time now. I just hadn't gotten around to it, and I have now. So I'm really impressed with the JBR rear sway bar. I don't want to put any misinformation out there, but I think the JBR sway bar is like 32 millimeters thick. It is the thickest and the strongest rear sway bar currently on the market for the Focus ST MK3 platform, if I'm not mistaken. And it also adds like 360 something pounds of spring rate to the rear. So when I was talking about the whole limit mods thing, I have a full suspension on this car, full coilovers, front and rear end links, rear camber arms. I have the stock rear sway bar though, and obviously the rear sway bar, I have the rear upper strut mount. So I've got a lot of suspension mods on the car, and I have wider wheels and tires, etc. So that's why, for me, I really only notice a handling difference at the limit of grip. For those of you who are still on the stock suspension with the stock sway bar, I'm sure that you will notice a dramatic difference, period, because the JBR sway bar, rear sway bar is that good. So yeah, I'm going to go on a drive, show you guys how it handles around some high-speed on-ramp turns, and yeah, if you're looking for a sway bar, I'm telling you, JBR is definitely the way to go. All right, guys. See you later.